Hey everyone, I'm Chloe Brownell. I am a graduate student and the graduate assistant in the Office of Alumni Relations. This will be, I've worked here over a year now and I've loved every minute of it. It's been really nice to meet all the different alumni and just hear so many stories about campus and memories. So I really love it.
Hello, I'm Lashonda Davidson, Director of the Presidential Mentors Academy. I have been in higher education for 14 years, and all of those 14 years here at the university, where I also graduated with both of my degrees.
Hello, I'm Savannah Liles. I'm an academic advisor in the Success Center, which has recently moved to the library. I've been in higher ed for 5 years at 2 different institutions, so I'm really happy to be back here and starting my 4th year at UNA.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tina Smith. I just recently moved back to my home state of Alabama, back late August. Was at Vanderbilt University for 18 years, been in higher ed for 22 years, and did my undergraduate and graduate degree at the University of North Alabama. So Roar Lions, and I'm happy to join this group.
Hi, I'm Laura Hamner. I'm the coordinator of annual giving. I've been here about 2 years, a little over 2 years now. My job has changed a lot in the past 2 years. We've done Phone-a-thon. We're not doing that this year, but we've got the Legacy Initiative. We've had events like Derby Day that unfortunately we didn't get to have this past year, but we're gearing up for it next year. We write lots of direct mail letters and different kinds of solicitations to alumni and friends, and I really like what I'm doing. I like making a difference, and I think that's the best thing about being part of advancement, is that you get to help raise money to make this wonderful university thrive and grow, and it's been a very, very awesome experience. I'm excited to be here.
Well, everybody knows me, so we are going to, first of all, like I say, I just want to thank you ladies so much for taking this time out to be with us and to kick off our lunch break, our alumni lunch break. Miss Laura so eloquently introduced herself. So we know that she is the coordinator of annual giving, and she's with us today to talk about the Legacy Initiative, but more so these wonderful, wonderful bricks. Hey, I myself, I purchased one when this first started, and I got one for my daughter and I, which, I put our names and our graduate dates and that kind of stuff on it. And I'm just excited because, she's now living in Florida. So, she comes home every now and again, but this is a surprise that I did for her. And so that when she comes, she'll see her brick, and our names will be forever etched, at UNA, at the campus and the walkway. You guys, if Miss Tina, I don't know if you've been back over here to the campus in a minute, but you should see where they've got it laid out, how it's going to be. It looks fantastic. So anyway, I'm now going to turn the conversation over to Miss Laura so she can give us a little bit more information about the Legacy Initiative and what we can do as alumni, to help with this initiative. So Miss Laura, take it away.
Thank you. Okay, so basically the Legacy Initiative was designed to help repair Harrison, Fountain and Plaza, which unfortunately back in 2019 in December, we had part of the fountain fall. So that was obviously a shock, and we had just so much outpouring of love from alumni and friends and people in the community, and wanted to know when we were going to get that fountain fixed. So obviously that's a slow process. There's insurance involved and all kinds of things, but in advancement, we came up with this program called the Legacy Initiative. And basically what that's going to do, it's going to enable the fountain to be restored even better than it was before. It's going to look the same, but we're going to have a beautiful set of bricks around the fountain. Also for sale, we have benches, trees, plaques, marble inserts. There's all kinds of opportunities. So you can start anywhere from a brick or a fountain piece, which is somewhere in the $100 range, and all the way on up to fountains. We got Sherry's holding one of the fountain pieces as well. So we've got lots of different opportunities for people. The brick, there's 2 different sizes. There's a 4x8 brick and an 8x8 brick. And we've got different options. You can use a little piece of clip art, which we made the fountain that's behind me right here. If you can see that, we've got that clip art that you can put on your brick. If you do it on the 4x8, then you have 3 lines where you can put 15 characters per line. If you choose not to do the clip art, you can get 20 characters and 3 lines. Then we have the 8x8 brick, and that one has 6 lines if you do not do any clip art. If you do the clip art, you get 5 lines, I believe it is. And then all that's laid out on the Legacy website, which I can show you guys. I'll share my screen in a minute. But really great opportunity to put your name on there. You could put your family members. You could shout out to the Lions. There's a lot of things you can say. I've seen some really creative things that people put on the brick. And it's just a really cool thing, even if you're just walking on campus when it all gets laid out and reading different people's stories. I know we had the Lion Tracks brick and had this gentleman write this really sweet story about how he met his wife. And, you can really find out a lot about people and what's important to them. A lot of people get engaged around the fountain. Great place to mark that you were engaged or where you met your spouse or, so many great things happen in that fountain area. So I'm really excited about seeing the progress. It's all been torn down. And I heard yesterday that the fountain itself has arrived in Mobile. So it's going to be making its trek up to the University of North Alabama. I've also heard that the UCM team is going to be looking at doing some installation type photos, maybe where they're showing day by day. So hopefully we can get that out there. Really cool. One of those things where it seems like it goes so slowly, but when you put one of those in, it's like flipping really quickly and you go, wow, here goes the fountain. So I'm going to try and share my screen. I'm not always great at this. So let's see if this works. So when you go to una.edu/legacy, you'll get on this page here. And it talks about the 2 different phases. So the first phase that we're doing is restoring the plaza. Once that is fully funded, we're going to use the remainder of the funds because we have a lot of brick out there to sell. I think there's about 14,000 brick. So phase 2 will be endowing a fountain so that we will never have to go through this again. If something were to happen to the fountain, the money will already be in place and we won't have to wait for insurance and all those types of things to take care of it. So setting up an endowment is a great thing. This week, we put the fountain pieces up for sale. That was what Sherry was holding up earlier, but those are for sale here. So feel free when this phone call's over to go on there and buy a fountain piece. Some of the other things that I talked about are the brick. There's the marble plaques. The plaques and the marble pieces that are also for sale, as well as benches and trees. And the benches and trees, you would be able to have a plaque in front of that stating that you had purchased the bench or the tree. So some of the bigger items, the benches, trees, the squares, and the plaques, Kevin Haslam, our VP, is the person to get in contact with if you're interested in buying one of those. But if you're interested in a brick or a fountain piece, you just easily click right on here and it would take you to our page that you just fill out your information. It shows you kind of an example. This one here shows a 4x8 brick, what it looks like with no clip art. Then it shows you what it looks like with the Legacy fountain. There's also room to do Greek organization. So if you are in a business fraternity or a sorority or any musical fraternity or whatever, you could get your letters put on here. We've got a drop down that has all the different Greek organizations on campus. And then this just shows kind of here what the 4x8 looks like and the 8x8 looks like. It's a really super easy form to fill out. You just put your information in, and at the end, when you click on it, it will kind of show you what your brick is going to look like, all the wording. You say, okay, I like it, and click there. And then that brick will be installed in the spring before the Light the Fountain event. So we're very excited about that. We're hoping that everything's all clear in the spring to have Light the Fountain. And we hope to have lots of people looking at their brick. It's going to look amazing. And I'm just really excited about it. This here, but so you would click there on the bottom for the brick and up here for the fountain pieces. And then anything else, of course, you wanted to contact Kevin Haslam to order. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen right now. So we go back to just a regular screen. And any questions you guys have about the Legacy Initiative? Well, I'll ask a favor of y'all. So the alumni office has been awesome, and they are going to be sharing a lot of things on social media, just kind of pumping up information about the Legacy Initiative. So if you guys could kind of help me out and be Legacy Initiative ambassadors and share all those posts with your friends, tag them, just let them know that it's out there, because even as much as we put things out on social media and an email, when somebody who's a friend tags you or shares that with you, you're a little bit more prone to look at it. So the more that we can get the word out, this is also an awesome gift for the holidays. So, you know, if somebody's thinking, gosh, I don't know if I'm going to get them another sweater or something just, you know, boring, get them something that will last forever, that they can put out there. And every time they're on the campus, they can come by and look at it. It'd be a very, very cool gift. So start thinking ahead for your holiday shopping. We can make it super easy.
That's a wonderful idea for the holidays. And I think that this whole initiative is just so creative and so thoughtful. And I know we were able to honor the graduates this summer in this way. And I think that was so meaningful to them. I know that several people have been like, how can I get a part of that? How can I have a part of the fountain as well? And so I think this is going to be a really exciting thing to start sharing. A lot of people have just been just a little jealous that, you know, some of the graduates had gotten this already. So I'm excited to share now that this information is available. I'm so excited to share that you can have one too and be a part of it. So I think it's really fun. I bought a brick last week for my sister and I, so we were able to put some of our information and some of our story. We were in the same sorority, and so that's such a cool thing that will be out there forever. And I just am already touched by that. So I can't wait to see people share their stories and get to do that. Good job on this idea.
I was shopping at Target a few weeks ago, and the cashier, I had my UNA shirt on, said advancement. He said, "Oh, do you work at UNA?" And I was telling him I did. And he said he was a recent graduate. And I said, "Oh, I hate that your graduation didn't get to be exactly as you probably planned for it." And he said, "You know what? It was a really cool thing." And he said, "And I got a piece of the fountain, and that was the coolest thing." And it gave me the chills. It seriously made me want to cry. I was just so touched that he thought that was such a cool thing. And so, you know, 2020 has been just such a challenging year, but I'm so glad we were able to get those students that fountain piece, and this opportunity for other people to get a piece of the fountain is a really cool thing.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool, like, once in a lifetime opportunity to get to have like your name or your sorority letters or, you know, your organization there forever at UNA. Like, and you can come back years from now and come back and you'll know where your brick is, and you'll be able to show your kids or, you know, your family, just whoever. You can always come back and visit that at homecoming. I think that's just an incredible way to kind of make your mark at UNA and kind of encapsulate your whole UNA experience and have a physical reminder of, you know, your time here. So I think it's awesome, a really special opportunity.
Yeah, you all have done a great job with the initiative. And of course, we want it to be a success. So we have to do our part with making sure that we share it to get others to support it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think UNA alumni, and I'm not one, I'm just fortunate enough to work here, but UNA alumni are amazing. They really love the school, and they share information about it. And I love watching all the alumni updates that's on the page. It's just a really cool, close-knit group, and I'm excited I get to be a part of it.
So, you know, with the fountain, with the fountain and everything, until I came back about 3 years ago and started getting re-engaged with the university, I had no idea about the fountain. So I think some of us know about it, but some of us don't know the true importance of it and how it connects into being one of those traditions and one of those foundational pieces for the university. And the thing that you all did for the graduates, I think that's something that needs to be promoted more.
And I can talk to Michelle and see if maybe we could even put something, like link a story about it, because I think they did some sort of a press release after graduation that mentioned something with the fountain pieces. So that's a good idea. I'll see if we could get something linked on there and maybe even put a little history about how the fountain came to UNA on the legacy page. I guess we take for granted that everybody knows about the fountain because it's been here for a while, but it hasn't been here the entire time for UNA. So my husband grew up here. I'm not from here originally, but he remembers a time when you could drive through the campus. And for me, that's just so strange because to me, I've always seen the fountain
Yes,
there.
I do
So,
too.
yeah.
Yeah. When I first attended UNA, it was not a pedestrian campus. It was, driving up to the buildings.
And that's his father went here as well. And so he remembered when it was a driving through the campus, which to me just seems so bizarre because I'm just so used to being able to walk through the beautiful campus and see Leo and, all that kind of good stuff. So.
Yeah, I remember when my parents attended here together, the fountain wasn't here. And then when I came in and I started, the fountain was here, and it became just sort of like the heart of campus, really. Like the lucky dip goes on. We all dip our pencils in the fountain for good luck on the first day, and it's always a celebration, light the fountain when we finally get to turn the fountain and the lights back on in the spring. And so it really has become for students really just like so many traditions revolved around the fountain. So it did become really special. So that's interesting to see that it's kind of a newer thing, but still at the same time, even alumni who didn't have the fountain there when they were students, they're still able to, put their mark on UNA and come back. And I hope they do come back and visit the new fountain and see all the different traditions that now exist that students so look forward to.
And I was so happy to see that the Lucky Dip still went on this year, even without the fountain. UNA was very creative about having other opportunities and places for the Lucky Dip to take place. So that was cool. And I bet it'll be a really big turnout next year when the fountain's all replaced and everybody can dip in the actual fountain. So
I was going to ask about traditions. Is there a place on the website, either on Alumni Relations or the main university website, where you can see a list of traditions? Because it's been many years since I was a student there to see, over the era, over the different decades, what has been considered a tradition at UNA. When I was there, we used to do a fundraiser where we would sleep in sleeping bags out on Leo's lawn, and it was shacking on Leo's lawn. And that's when I was a resident advisor. And I still have pictures of us, and we were foolish. I was like, we were sleeping in front of the lion's cage. So there were certain traditions that we had that could still be in existence, or they could not. And I know the students after me, I know this dipping the pen or whatever in the fountain. See, that's totally new to me.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of serving with Bishop, the director of Alumni Relations, on a committee. We're on a committee that is about what you're talking about, the kind of solidifying the campus traditions, getting that information out to alumni, campus members, just the community. And then also we've been tasked with coming up with new traditions, reaching out to students. What would you like to see? What we're reaching out to alums, what were some past traditions we'd like to bring back? So that's been a really interesting experience to, kind of dig through our history and find, things that we used to do. I know we used to have spring flings and things like that every spring. And so kind of just trying to bring some of those back and then also working with this new generation of students to see, what do you think would be fun? What's important to you? And so we're definitely working on getting that all like solidified. And of course, that's going to be flexible and open to change. But that's been awesome to kind of just work with other people who are passionate about UNA to find all that information.
that'd be cool to on social media maybe put out an ask for what were some of the traditions when you were on campus. And
Yeah, I would love to
it'd be
get
interesting to see some photos maybe of people sleeping in front of the lions in their sleeping bags or whatever. If it took place now, everybody has their phones and they take a bazillion pictures, but some of the things that I did in college, we just don't have photographs like that.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Tina, you got to get them pictures out now.
They're probably all in my garage where I'm still unpacking.
I bet. All right, Miss LaShawn, you got something that you want to share with us?
Well, no, I think that's good. A good idea that Chloe said they're doing. They actually have a committee that's kind of working on traditions and things like that. I do remember, over the years, we have kind of become almost a quiet campus. almost library-like, campus-wide. And I do remember campus being, on campus just being so lively. It didn't even have to be homecoming. You know, it wasn't rowdy, but it was lively. It was alive. And so I would like to see some of those traditions come back just so that we can liven up their campus again, so that even more people or students are excited about being here, you know, and giving them something to look forward to. I know that we're in different times right now. We're limited because of the pandemic, but, you know, in the future, I would like to see us incorporate some of those some of the old things, and I look forward to seeing what the new students, the current students, come up with that they want to see happen on campus as well, so that we can recharge in a sense.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really totally with you on that. I would love to see this campus come back alive, you know, and I think with the pandemic and everything, this past semester, what a splash that would be to come back and just be rejuvenated, and just like, you know, like the old folks used to say, and we old folks now say, you know, bring back the good old days, or make things like they were back in the good old days. So, you know, that would be awesome. And I think even if we did like a contest, you know, for the new students to, you know, come up with something fun that we can begin as a tradition, because a lot of times you have to give people initiatives, but I think that would be really, really fun. Or bring back, like you say, you know, Miss Tina and them sleeping in front of the lions. I don't know if I'm doing all that, but, you know, I might be willing to do some of the other old traditions and things, like, because I'm scared of bugs, so I'm not sleeping out there. But I think we could do a lot of things to bring, you know, the excitement and the spirit of UNA and this being, you know, our university back to life. I really do. So does anyone have any other questions for Miss Laura?
I do. I was wondering if you can tell us the story of how the fountain got here. Because I don't think I got here after it arrived, and so maybe there's a story behind that.
No, and I don't know entirely. I believe it was in 2002, because I saw something on the brick pieces. I think it said 2002 on that little box. Sherry, do you have the box that has the brick?
I do, 2002 to 2019.
Okay, and I think it must have been something, but don't quote me on this, but I think they wanted to make it a more pedestrian campus, and so that was a way to incorporate it into not an area that you could drive through. I know Laura M. Harrison, who the nursing building is named after, that family is who gave some of the monies to put up that beautiful fountain and made it Harrison Plaza. So they have been just a tremendously generous family, and we were very, very pleased to get the fountain in the very first place. And I'm glad we're able to fix it and bring it back up to life. But the Harrisons have been wonderful to this university. So I'm sure they'll have a part to do with maybe like the fountain when it comes back again. Of course, Mrs. Harrison passed away, I think, about a year ago. But Dr. Harrison, I believe, is still in Nashville, and he loves this university as well. So I don't know more about it, but I would love to have something put on the page maybe about how the fountain came to be. So I'm going to talk to Michelle and see if we can get a little history on there maybe.
Yeah. So the new one's going to be a pretty much identical replica of the first one?
Pretty much. I think maybe the whatever it's made of is different, because the problem had been the limestone wasn't able to withstand the climate here. So I think it's going to look very, very similar, but of course not the exact same, because we don't want to have to go through this again. So I think they made some changes to make it hold up better.
That's good.
Kevin told us yesterday that it had landed in Mobile, so I'm assuming that it came through the water. That's how I'm envisioning. Maybe it flew, but I'm really thinking it came.
No, it did. It came via water.
Mm-hmm. It came by water. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it'd be interesting even to have kind of like a timeline of, you know, when it was made, how long it took to get here, all that kind of stuff. Kind of like we do for Leo and UNA on the webpage, where we have, you know, when they were born and everything about their history. So it'd be cool to have that on the fountain. So maybe that's
now I'm ready for like a Domino's time counter to like where's the fountain now? Is it going to be traveling on a truck, or is it going to be up a river now? Is it still going to be on the water? And when will it get here? And It's so exciting.
I think they're hoping that installation for the fountain part is going to be like November, maybe around Thanksgiving. I think they're hoping to get a lot done when campus is kind of less busy because it's going to be so much movement there. So Leo's not going to get very good sleep. He's going to have all this stuff going on.
Yeah.
I like the countdown idea because, you know, I track my packages with UPS and FedEx, and I get excited when I'm getting a package. So I'm thinking about why not capitalize on this historical moment? And you would always have that a part of the history of the previous fountain and being able to restore and bring in a new fountain. I think that's a cool idea. Yeah.
That is. And you're right. And then people can track it, you know, and see the progress. And, you know, I like Savannah's idea of like knowing, you know, where it is, how it's coming, you know, it's okay. So yesterday it was in Mobile. Where is it today? You know, that kind of thing. I think that would be, you know, really, really interesting and kind of a fun thing to, you know, because I'm like you too, Miss Tina. I love tracking them packages. So, you know, because it's like Christmas every time I get a box, whether it's for me or not. But so I think that would really be a fun thing to do, having a tracker.
Mm-hmm. I think we could use anything to get us some more positive energy. I think students are kind of exhausted right now, trying to figure out their hybrid classes, and so the new spring schedule has been published. So students are getting excited about the spring, and so I think having another thing to just be motivated for and something to look forward to is going to be really helpful for the spirit on campus.
That is so, so true.
So is the Lucky Dip, does that only take place at the beginning of the full academic year, or does it take place at the beginning of each semester? Just the
fall,
okay.
As far as I know.
Yeah, at the fall is when we dip. Mm-hmm.
So we'll have a big event in the spring for Light the Fountain, and then we'll have another celebration in the fall in August.
Yeah, because the fountain is usually turned off during the winter so that the water wouldn't, you know, freeze.
Yeah.
But it'll be a very special delivery to arrive. I'm so excited to see them kind of assemble it. I don't know how it works, but hopefully there'll be some way to see, you know, them actually bring it on to campus, and I'd love to see that.
Well, ladies, is there anything else that we want to ask Miss Laura, or anything else that we want to talk about? Because I know I put it as for like an hour, but I don't want to take up your whole entire lunch period. But I just wanted us to really, this being the first, prayerfully of many, that we can just get on here and just talk to one another and see each other's beautiful faces. And, you know, I just thought that this very first one, being the Legacy Initiative, would be a great way to kick it off. This is something that we can, as Miss Laura said, we can share, you know, with friends, other alumni, just getting the word out there that, hey, you know, it won't take but a minute, and it's something that's very, very important. And, you know, it's just all about our campus. We love our campus. We love UNA. So let's show that, you know what I'm saying? So anybody else want to have anything else to say or want to talk about anything else? Because if not, then I'm going to let everybody go on about their day.
Before we end, I'm a huge proponent of self-care. And, you know, we're trying to navigate through some very different times right now. And so I just want to do it, and I'm doing this with my students. I'm doing just, you know, emotional check-ins. I just want to do an emotional check-in with everybody just to see how you're coping with everything. And, you know, what do you do to kind of let your hair down in a sense, or just kind of get into that own space where you forget about all the things that we're dealing with now.
Okay. Miss Chloe, you want to start us off?
Sure. Yeah, I love that, Miss Davidson. The check-in is so important. I'm studying to be a clinical mental health counselor, so I totally agree with you on the importance of that. What do I do? I'm coping with the stress of COVID pretty well now. I feel like I personally have kind of gotten used to the swing of things. I have my mask rotation settled, so I'm doing all that. And but I do get stressed being a grad student, so Every now and then I'll just have to take a me night. I'm not going to do homework tonight. I'm not even going to look at my emails. I'm not going to. And just allowing myself that time to just relax and just hang out and watch my favorite show. And because, you know, you'll get emails on your phone. Just turn your phone off for a second. And just allow yourself that time to really just relax and not have to worry about those things. And you'll get to it in the morning, you know, or at least we'll try. But I try to be good about it. Just getting to it later, but just allowing yourself, even if it's just an hour of the day, to just de-stress.
Miss Savannah?
Well, working from home for a large part of the year for me and my family has been tricky, and to figure out boundaries. And so my phone, I just unforwarded my work phone from my cell phone like last week. It's just been part of my just my everyday is just I can answer work calls, personal calls, all, you know, throughout the day. So I've had to figure out some boundaries like you mentioned. And one thing that I enjoyed doing is sewing, and I do alterations. And so I've gotten more business lately. And so to be able to put my phone away or just put it on Netflix, I've restarted one of my favorite TV series. And so there's some nostalgia, but I can just zone in on a project, take it apart, fix it, put it back together. And then I really feel accomplished. And it's just my time to be just me. So that's been good.
Awesome. Miss Laura?
I like taking my time driving in to work in the morning and listening to just the music without anything else to disturb me, just kind of focus on getting to start my day and that kind of thing, but not really listening to news or listening to anything negative, but just kind of trying to get in the zone. And I try to do that at the end of the day too, but just really taking a break from it all, because we're so on these days with the phone and everything that it's nice just to have some downtime to watch a TV show or to listen to some music and, you know, just kind of chill, because the world is out there all the time and we all do need a break from time to time. So it's just hard to make yourself do it. So a forced drive where you're in the car for 25 minutes or whatever is the perfect time to not do anything else. So.
Right.
Awesome. Miss Tina?
Moving back home has taken care of myself. Miss Sherry is aware of this. My mom has been having some health concerns for the last 18 or so months. And I made the decision that I needed to get back closer to home, not just for that. You know, living in Nashville, going in with the daily grind, having to reach out to several hundred alumni, I lost sense of self. I was like, I'm doing that. I'm on the road to Alabama. It was like a revolving door, and I had to center myself. And family is my center. So being able to come back, and I love being in, I think I'm in Colbert County, Tuscaloosa, County. I love it. I'm on my own grass. I'm on my own grass, and I love to cook. So hopefully I'll get to cook for some of y'all once this pandemic and we can get to some degree of normalcy. But I like being around people. I like being with my family. And I like just those small things that we take for granted. That's how I try to take care of myself. And I've lost 20 pounds. I'm on a physical kick.
Awesome.
So I think I'm doing okay.
Congratulations. All right, Miss Lashonda. Tell us what you do, girl.
So I'm a big family person. I'm also a Tuscumbia native, Tina, where I was born and raised. But yeah, and it is Carver County. But yeah, so I'm a huge family person. That's where I find my peace, my sanity, my faith. That's where I find my peace, my sanity as well. I'm an outdoor person. So I love anything that I can do outside. I'm like her, if I cut grass, anything that I can do outside, I absolutely love being outside. That's my fairy tale space. But you know, I just wanted to check in because self-care is so important. We get so caught up in, you know, taking care of others and, you know, responsibilities with our careers and other things. And one thing that I challenge, and I want to challenge you all to do as well, one thing that I challenge the students to do, of course, they're required to keep a planner because that just helps, you know, time management, all that good stuff, and helps us stay task oriented. But I challenge them to, on that planner, to write out an hour every day that's just for them, just for self-care, to do whatever it is that they want to do, not what their friends want to do, not any other obligations. If it's just sitting there looking at the paint peel off the wall for an hour, if that's what you want to do, then do that. But so yes, I want to challenge everybody just to take at least an hour every day to pull away and decompress. Because when we get through on the other side of this pandemic, we want to be whole.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. And it's so very important. I mean, that self-care, it's very important. It's crucial, as a matter of fact, because, if we can't and aren't taking care of ourselves, how are we going to take care of anything else or anyone else around us, be it job, be it family, be it friends, whatever. If we're not well, then nothing around us is going to be. So that is very important. And I've had to learn that the hard way, but I'm getting better, Miss Lashonda. I am. I'm getting better at just taking that few minutes for just me. And it was, the other day we started this virtual conference, and in between sessions they had the different things that you could do. Like, one lady taught you how to make those origami little things. One session was yoga, one session was meditation. They had all different things between the actual conferences. And so I sat and watched the origami, I can't say that word, one. That's probably not something I would do, folding pieces of paper. No, that's just not me. But I did watch the yoga one, and I did watch the meditation one. Well, the yoga one I can't do because, of course, everybody knows I'm in a sling. But the meditation one, I had never, ever done it before. And it was sitting right here at my desk in the middle of, and waiting for the next session to begin. And I was listening to the young lady who was, telling you how to breathe and, just close your eyes and let the positive energy and just all those kind of things. And I really, really enjoyed it. And I mean, it was just 15 minutes, but it was just a relaxed, everybody else was either, doing whatever they were doing. So I felt so much better at the end of the day. And you wouldn't think that 15 minutes of just sitting still, being quiet, toning everything else around you out would have an impact on you. And it really, really did. So I'm going to take your advice, and I am going to self-care every day, be it 15 minutes, be it an hour, I promise you. I will do that. And as a matter of fact, and I challenge all of us, like you say, keep a planner, keep a little, tablet or something and just write it down, and then, make yourself do that. If you plot out an hour or you plot out 30 minutes, hold true to that hour or that 30 minutes. That's so important, because again, if we're not well, then how can we expect to, take care of other things around us? So, but anyway, that's, I'm not going to go on a rampage, but, I was just so happy that you said that, because that yesterday just showed me, hey, I did feel so much better after. So is there anything else anybody wanted to talk about, us ladies? Yeah, everybody's family's well. Mm-hmm. Everybody's good.
I want to say thank you, Miss Sherry. Thank you so much for pulling this together.
Well, I'm just, I have to give, I have to give honor where it's due. Bishop and I were talking about it, and, and I said, oh my gosh, I would love to do something like that, something like The View, but more positive. We ain't gonna have no howling and screaming and all that crazy stuff, but, and I was like, this would be something. And I love the fact that we're going to share it, so it's not just closed within this wall right here. It's stuff that other people may need as much, and like I say, the biggest thing was, the very first one was, I wanted to get the legacy initiative out there because, you know, I want this to be very, very successful. But the other part of me was just to get together with some girlfriends and just talk, you know, because in our busy days, in our busy lives, you know, sometimes we don't get the opportunity to tell people that we really care about, that we care about them. We don't get a chance to take time out to just have a conversation and, hey, what's going on, girl? How you doing? You know, that kind of thing. And, you know, I'm a big person of giving, you know, giving praise, showing appreciation. So I'm gonna shut my mouth because I can talk all day, but I just want each and every one of you that's on here to know that I do truly, truly care for you. You were one of the first ones that popped into my mind when Bishop was like, let's do this. And I'm like, okay, I know exactly who I want to be on this call for the first one, you know, because I truly, truly care very, very much about you all. And I want us to keep this going. I really do. You know, even if, you know, even if it's not on the screen, you know, I want us to continue, you know, to, you know, just keep this going. So I had truly enjoyed our conversations, ladies. And again, thank you, Miss Laura, for that great information. You know, thank you for the work that you do on this and everything that you do. We appreciate you so much. And so let's get the word out, ladies. Tell everybody about this legacy initiative. Let's make it a great success. And I hope we can all do this again very, very soon. So until we can eat together again, stay safe and roar lions.
Roar lions.
I love you, ladies.
Bye, everybody.